Breaking news right now is that Uhuru Kenyatta visits the graveyard of former Prime Minister, that is Raila Odinga, after the funeral. Today is on Mashujaa Day, and before we start this particular conversation, happy Mashujaa Day for all those particular people who are watching. What a true friend Uhuru is. What a true patriot he is, because after the whole event, I know a lot of politicians left. Sorry for that. I know a lot of politicians left, and it was just okay for you leaving. But people like Uhuru Kenyatta, he didn't leave. And it is not because that he is not assigned to do some particular duties. It is not that because he is a former president. No, 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 no. It's because they are buddies. And for your information, if you don't know this, Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga has grown to be friends. You don't know that. You don't also know that Gideon Moi, Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, they were buddies from back in the days. You don't know that. But let me tell you a short story. Do you know Jaramogi and Uhuru Kenyatta's president, that is Kenyatta 1, used to hang out, and each and every particular moment they were hanging out, they were with their boys. Jaramogi was with Raila, and Kenyatta 1 was with Uhuru when they were hanging out, having these particular deep conversations in the State House, when they are going out in the joints. You get that particular story? So, these particular two boys have been hanging out for a long time. But what has been hindering you from seeing this is because they were learning against each other. And you can't believe that two fellow buddies from back in the days can be in an election fighting from a different side. But behind the scenes, they were just meeting, hanging out and saying, how is it going? How is it on your side? How is it on my side? And things were greater in that particular manner. But you fail to see that. You keep on seeing this particular agenda like, politics is like a war. When we go out there, it's either we win, and when we win, we don't communicate with the other side. But that is not Uhuru Kenyatta. So, after the burial, after the funeral, other people were out there. Other left, other remained. But if you remember, yesterday Mama Ida Odinga said that Uhuru Kenyatta was a true friend of the family. Remember? She mentioned family. So, Uhuru is not only a friend to Raila. No. He's a friend to the whole family. So, after the whole event, that's the reason that you saw Uhuru Kenyatta didn't leave. In fact, they were hanging out with Oburu Odinga at that particular tent whereby they were talking about the stories, consoling each other, telling themselves, it is just okay. Agwambo has left. Now, it is us who have been left. Let us enjoy our time when we are still here, and also fight for democracy. Democracy is the only thing that matters right now. Either to Kenyans or non-Kenyans, I have to tell you that democracy matters a lot. And I'm not shouting about it. It's because it matters. Guys, after the event whereby army left and some police left, we saw the kind of destructions of the flowers at the graveyard, whereby people were screaming, and the Tereburu rituals were happening, whereby they come out with cows and move with them in that particular compound of the deceased, and they are going to chase away that particular bad spirit. In fact, I also learned something yesterday that in Luo culture, a man is buried with something that he loved so much. And for Raila Odinga, he was buried with that particular fedora hat. Is that a fedora hat? Something to do with that. And a fry whisk. The one he was saying, Halambe. But for Baba, he was saying, Tibim, Tialala. He was saying that, but it was just a great moment to remember who Raila was. Because he was a good man. He represented the society wherever he had that particular chance. And what he teaches us, because guys, there's something that you need to learn from that particular whole event, that life is for the living. Life is for the living. And you have a limited amount of time for you to live. So enjoy each and every particular moment. And also sacrifice for others to enjoy too. You have to sacrifice to make sure that you fight for these particular people. Remember Raila Odinga, when he was alive, a lot of things happened to his life. He was tear gassed, he was beaten, he was jailed, he was abused. He took it all. He didn't put it in his heart, he let it disappear. And on the other side, what we saw a man who was ready for dialogue, a man who was ready for conversation for the sake of the country. So he sacrificed a lot of his victories because he won a lot of elections. Yeah, I'm talking about elections and erections, both of them. My goodness, I remember the first time I heard about the word erection, and I was like, God damn it, what is that? So I made a dictionary, my friend, and then I realized that is the moment whereby the most internal parts of the body keep on pumping blood until they are up there. They are like this. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I was joking about that. But remember this, guys. Remember this. Let us not be divided using tribal boundaries. Let us not be divided using community boundaries. Let us not also be divided using class boundaries. Oh, these are learned, these are not learned. These are campus people, these are not campus people. These are black people, these are white people, these are Indian people. Let us not be divided using anything. The last election, there were this kind of debates between the hustlers and the rich, the dynasty. And that was like, we are being prayed because those particular people who are campaigning were rich people, extra rich people. In fact, they had this particular huge amount of wealth that they could be able to aboard a helicopter to move from one particular place to the other. And it came to hit me that, my guys, we are always being prayed. But it's high time we notice this early, and we try to make a change. Because if you are not going to make a change, oh my God, we are going to suffer for the rest of our lives. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, see you in the next update. My good name is Tony Speedy.